Okay, um, so a steady rate, what we were saying before, a steady rate, basically this is steady rate, and I think we can say it here, girls, it's talking about the gradient. It's talking about the slope. So if we have a gradient or a slope, our gradient, the same thing, that's what is referring to that steady rate. So in this case, we can see that always my rise and my run remains constant. That doesn't change. The same here. My rise and my run remains constant. That doesn't change. So because my gradient, my rate that is changing, my gradient remains constant, then I know there is a linear graph. Okay, so let's look at this example. So the first thing that we're going to do here with these tables that we have here is that we're going to identify if they're creating a linear rule. That's the first thing that we're going to do. So to do that, the easiest way to do it is using your CAS. So let's take out our CAS. I have it here. You're going to create a spreadsheet. So select this one here. Wonderful. This one is like Excel or a Google Sheet, the same thing, just something to notice here. Here on the top are the columns A, B, C, D, and underneath here I have my rows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I want to change the name of a column, I put here X and here Y. Not here, because here, as it says here, is equal. In case that I want to create a formula or I want to say that this one is equal to whatever, then I put it here. But here are like the names that I'm using. Here I put formulas and here I put values. So I hope that makes it clear. So the first one says, I'm going to copy the x's. 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. Wonderful. And now the y's. 5, 8, 11, 14. 5, 8, 11, 11 and 14. Great. Now, this is what I want you to do. So now you're going to create another page. So to create another page, you have to say Control Doc, and that's going to create another page, and we're going to put data and statistics. Oops, and look what happened. I have some points there, but they make no sense. So notice here that it says click to add a variable. So on the horizontal axis, which variable does it go? X. And which variable goes in the vertical axis? Y. Good. And then I have my points in a beautiful line. So I can say, is it creating a linear graph? Yes, it is. But I might think that it is, but truly it isn't. So in this point, how we can check that that's the case, that it is creating a linear graph. So you are going to say and select, I'm going to go menu, analyze, regression, show linear. And that's creating a linear regression. You will learn later in year 10 or year 11 what a linear regression is. But basically, they're trying to create a line with the data that I enter. So the points here that I have are the blue ones, the ones that I created in this table here, agree? And the CAS calculator has created this linear regression, and I can see that it fits perfectly with the points that I created. And it's even given me the rule. It's saying y is equal to 3 times x plus 5. So I'm going to write this here. It's saying y is equal to 3x plus 5. So it's saying that this is the rule that is adjusting, that is creating these points. So remember what we were talking before. In another of our videos, we were saying how the difference between these 5, if the difference between this one and this one is 1, agree? And to go here is 1, and here is 1. Beautiful. And the difference between y, the next y is plus 3, and here plus 3, and here plus 3. Therefore, I know that my gradient in this one is 3/1. That's what I have here. And that's what it is referring to, have a steady rate, okay? And the +5 is just saying that my y-intercept, as I know, it says when x is 0, y is 5. It's here. So it makes sense. This is a linear rule, and this is the line that applies to that table of values. Okay, wonderful. I'll continue in the next video with the next example.